It's the day before the new season, and somehow we're in the Champions League. I'm not joking. Hello everyone, Canberra Run here. Welcome back to FM23 Brentford. And as I mentioned, somehow we are in the Champions League. I think because Liverpool won it, the team from England got a fifth spot. So it was gifted to the team finishing fifth, obviously. So if we go to the stages and we go to last season, yeah, we've attained... Wait. I went one over. Alright, yeah, we've gone into the Champions League. So, on top of that, Newcastle and Arsenal have got the Europa League, and Tottenham in 8th have got the Conference League. So, that's the thing. Everybody's been knocked down one place, more people have gone to Europe. So, we are into the Champions League. Do I think we're going to do very well in it? Honestly, no. We weren't ready for the Champions League. We were almost ready for the Europa, but we weren't ready for the Champions League. We have done some transfers. You will have already seen one of them being this guy, Angelo Stila. He's 25. He plays a pretty good deep-lying playmaker on defence, but he is mostly a pretty good midfielder. He's on 110k a week. That's probably how we're able to beat out 11 clubs, including the likes of Aston Villa and Newcastle, who also wanted him, but he came to us. We got him from Hamburg. He spent quite a while at Hoffenheim. I think, yeah, I remember him from Hoffenheim. It was between him and another guy in my Bremen save, and then I chose the other guy. He was really good, Arnie Meyer of Hertha Berlin. But yeah, he came from Hamburg for about 4.6 million. I think it was a release clause, so that was a thing. Mads Barak Sorensen, he's finally left. He's gone to Zenit St. Petersburg. Bandera has left. Nons Bidstrup has, of course, left. A couple of people have gone out on loan. Keane Lewis Potter has gone to Middlesbrough for 1.8 million. That was fun. I had to pay him compensation to leave. I had to pay him to fuck off. We worked out about 400 grand compensation. I believe it was because effectively he'd only just signed a new contract the previous season or something. It was paying him out for the rest of his contract. I managed to get him to negotiate down as well because his agent wanted like a million. Told him no. Eventually refused to sign him to one club because he wanted $1 million payoff. Sold him to Middlesbrough and, yeah. Paid him 400k. Then they realised they weren't getting anything. And then Halil Devizoglu has gone to Sporting for 2.5 million as well. So, the other major signing I brought in, the one I'm quite excited about, is Lucas Chevalier. I said I did really want a new goalkeeper because David Raya is 30. And this guy, he's got potential to be 4 stars. He's only 24. He's got plenty of room to grow and be our keeper for a very, very long time. We brought him in for about 7.5 million up front from Lille. I think he was their starting goalkeeper last season. That's not great, but we'll have to see how he does in the league. He is still young. I think the deal will reach a maximum of 9.5 million if certain clauses are met. One of them, I think, is international appearances. The one that I'm most excited about is... Oh, for God's sake. Whoopsie. The transfer I'm most excited about is this guy, Zeno de Bast. I paid 34 million from RSC Anderlecht for him. He's only 22. He's the guy that really going forward in the future, I would very much like to be kind of alongside Burr in the future, starting centre-back, either him or Mane. He is still quite young. He's only 22. 3-star at the moment, potential 4-star. I might see if I can train that to get an extra half a star. I don't know. Magic it into existence. You never know. He's on 100k. He's listed as a regular starter because he will be rotating with Aya, same as Mane. But I think Mane, I might stick to being a central defender rather than a ball-playing defender. Because he's also a ball-playing defender. Aya is a ball-playing defender. I have like 3 ball-playing defenders and 1 central defender, and it kind of skews the imbalance of what I want. I think with terms of the competitions, obviously the Champions League I'm not judging. Carabao Cup I'm not judging. What I'm more looking to do is to at least get to the final of the Emirates Cup. I really want to run deep in the FA Cup, try and get to another final, maybe even win this one, so I can get another trophy in the cabinet. And as for the Premier League, I want to kind of get a more solid top four. Get into the top four, get into the Champions League for definite, and then get a huge budget to work with. Because if we try and, if we end up getting 5th or 6th again, it's just going to be a pain in the arse. Obviously, I kind of want to keep Brentford in Europe now. We've got there once, we can get there again. We get a huge fucking cash injection. It's not quite sorted out the finances. We're still about $1 million in the red, but we have kind of brought it down. Towards the end of last season, we were losing a lot of money, to the point where the owners put in a cash injection of about $21 million just to cover the hole we were in. So we've actually made $2 million off of sales as well, which is pretty good. But yeah, $2 million profit, so we should be okay. I will probably try and ask to improve the training facilities again, because obviously it was a thing with Burr, but I couldn't get it done. We were in too much of a hole. Thankfully, no one seems to be in for him right now. He's only 19. He's a 4-star already. He's got the potential to be world class. Yeah, he's an absolute wonder kid. Happy in public as well. I will try and get the training facility upgraded anyway, because I also think one of the big problems is that we don't have great training and medical facilities. Why we have a lot of injuries, and why I think the form can drop quite heavily. In terms of the schedule, we start our season against Southampton and QPR. We really need to win these opening 5 games. They're really easy 5 games as well. Southampton, QPR, Leeds, Fulham, and Everton. Obviously, right after that, we go straight into Europe. Then we face Wolves, Burnley, EFL Cup, and then we really don't have a particularly hard run of games until you got Aston Villa, Liverpool, and Man City, and Leicester all in one. I mean, the thing is that we play a lot of the more difficult teams all in one go. So we got Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle, Man United, Arsenal, West Ham, Arsenal, which is actually quite funny. We play them twice home and away in December, so we get that out of the way. Aston Villa, Man United, Newcastle there. Chelsea, and then in between them we got them and Man City, we got Brighton. Then we finish off against Leicester, Wolves, and Everton. We've got this run of 5 fixtures. Realistically, I need to be aiming for about 5 wins. The preseason went actually quite well. We played in America. We lost out on a couple of friendlies to the point where we went from 4 friendlies to 3, and I had to arrange one against Lincoln hastily, just before the season started to keep up their match sharpness. That went quite well, actually. In terms of the tactics, I mean, Blas is 28, Damsgaard is 26, which is fine. I can rotate between them. I think probably towards the end of it, Damsgaard will be used more. Blas, I think I just wanted that extra body, and he is actually being quite good for us. Torres and Rota, I really want them to be the leads going forward. And Mbeumo wasn't really firing last season, and Tony is 30. He's getting on a bit now, Tony. He's in his prime very much, but yeah. I mean, I can still probably get a shit ton of goals out of him, but I just need to keep that in mind. Rosario and Stieler will be rotating, but for the sake of debuts, Stieler will be making his debut alongside DeBast, who I'm going to give a chance alongside Burr. Roslev and Henry will be my 2 prime left backs. If Henry spends most of this season in the sick bay like he's done repeatedly, he will be either shipped off in January or at least in the summer. This might well be his last season. Especially because I think he's 29 now. Yeah, he's 29. He's not going to last another season. So, yeah. Consider that Danish 37. I know that Roslev wants to be sold, but when you've got Marseille, Milan, and Saudi Arabia, the only clubs that are interested in you, and you're asking for 30 million, I don't think he's going to be sold. If he is, I might have to scrat around on deadline day for a backup right back and just roll with Molina. But then I've got Arroyo as well, and Arroyo, to be fair, he's looking to have really kicked on as a player. I will probably I'll try and use him at right back, but he'll probably do more at left back, because I'm guessing if Henry gets injured, we're going to be relying a lot on David Hanko. So, yeah. Obviously, Chevalier will be my number 1 going forward. Raya is 30, and he doesn't look like, obviously, he's going to improve very much, while Chevalier still has room to grow. So, I've got my team kind of sorted. Charlie Gray is going to be getting a lot of experience around the first team as well. He's still very raw. He's only 20. He's still got people asking for him on loan. But I want to try and get him around the first team, maybe give him a couple of minutes this season. Other than that, it's just trying to get rid of Miles Harris. He keeps turning down a lot of the loans. We have trimmed the squad massively, I will say. And as time goes by, I'm going to be adding more kids. I think even like players like Overley, who's only 16, but he's already 1.5 stars and he's got 5-star potential. So I'm going to try and bring in a lot of the like really good youths. There's another one as well called Shane Allister, who's 4.5-star potential. He's already 2 stars as a striker. So we have a lot of bright sparks coming through that I want to give a chance to. Because I might be at Brentford for the long run. Because it's kind of getting, it's getting fun. If I kind of balls this season up and I like finish outside of Europe and bomb out of all the cups, I think I might actually resign. But hopefully it won't come to that. Nahuel Molina did his wrist in, but he did it at the beginning of preseason, so he's basically sat out preseason. But it should be alright. I think I never did show you the season preview, did I? Yeah, season preview. The problem is we're meant to be finishing in 12th. We've got it's pretty much down to Man City, Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, Aston Villa, Leicester, Wolves, and then they're expecting QPR to bottom out, Leeds and Fulham to go with them. Highest net spend, lowest net spend. Oh Jesus. Okay, so West Ham fucking actually made a profit this window. But, yeah. So, you've obviously seen kind of like how it's going to be. We'll kick off the next season tomorrow. I think, because I wanted to get 3 straight videos out regarding this series, you'll probably see that Sunday as well. Then one season wonder will be around on Tuesday. I'm not sure they'll put out a video Monday, depends on how much time I get. So yeah. This has been the Season 5 preview. I think I'm quite excited for this season because it's sort of make or break. I managed to get us to Europe. I don't expect we'll stay in Europe. But I really think if we can qualify for Europe twice in a row, even if it's the Europa League, I think we got a good chance of really being a big force in English football now. Because it's, 2027? Obviously, I said I wanted to get solidified top 4. But we'll have to see how the season goes. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, you can always subscribe. I've been Cambear Run, and thank you for watching.